Hi, welcome back to day 4 of my top 5 favorite superfoods. Today, I'm here to talk to you about an incredibly fatty and nutritious fish called salmon. Let's see if you can see that. Actually, it's part of a whole little class of fish that you can kind of summarize with the word SMASH, or the acronym SMASH, for salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. And of all of those fish in that group, I personally find salmon to be the tastiest. Um, so what's in salmon and what does it do for us? So I think most people have heard about omega-3s by now. Yeah, I think you hear about it probably everywhere. And the two that are the prevalent in salmon are the EPA and DHA, and they are essential fatty acids. Now, essential means that our bodies will not make that on their own, and we have to look toward what we're eating to bring that into our bodies. So salmon is a great source for that. So what does it do for us? So these wonderful fatty acids help decrease inflammation. Again, we've talked about this one before. You hear about inflammation being the root of disease. So fighting inflammation is a very good thing. It can help to lower your blood pressure and help decrease risks of disease such as cancer, and also improve arterial function. Great, all good things, right? In addition, there are some vitamins in salmon. And in doing my research on salmon, I was actually surprised to see how many B vitamins are in salmon. There's like a whole family of B vitamins in salmon. And in fact, you can just call them the brain vitamins, because they are all part of helping to create a healthy brain. Your optimal brain and nervous system health comes from those B vitamins. And also they help you to maintain healthy DNA, which is all good stuff, right? So I was kind of surprised to learn about the antioxidants in salmon. I think most of the time when we think about antioxidants, we're thinking about vegetables and fruits. But in salmon is a very particular antioxidant with a really fantastic name called astaxanthin. So anyway, this particular antioxidant is called the king of the carotenoids, and it is highest in the Pacific sockeye salmon. And you can use that sockeye to remind you that this is greatly beneficial for eye and skin health, right? And skin health in terms of like wrinkles and age spots and things like that. It can also help to reduce the risk of heart disease by increasing that HDL number that you want to keep nice and healthy, and decreasing the oxidation of the LDLs that you might find in your diet. So it's good stuff. Minerals are also in salmon, such as selenium and potassium. Selenium, which also helps to counter mercury. You might have heard that in a lot of big ocean-going fishes, they can often have some mercury. Selenium helps to counter that. So if the fish that contains mercury also contains selenium, you get kind of a wash effect going on there. It's also beneficial to bone health and may improve your thyroid antibodies if you are having any kind of thyroid issue. So it's really beneficial for that. And interestingly, you absorb more of the selenium from the natural selenium in fish than you would like a selenium supplement or the fish oil supplement. Potassium is an awesome thing. And guess what? More potassium in salmon than a banana. That poor banana is losing its rank every day with things that actually have more potassium than a banana, which kind of seems to be the cliche out there. Ooh, bananas have potassium, right? Well, other things do too. Which help to keep a normal, healthy blood pressure. And wild salmon actually contains about 7% more potassium than farmed salmon. And don't forget, I think kind of obviously here, that it's protein. Salmon is a great source of protein. It's one of your body's major building blocks, and is absolutely necessary for muscle and bone health. Okay, so as far as sources of salmon, I really think that getting wild caught salmon is going to be healthier for you than farmed salmon, except in certain circumstances if they're farmed in closed tanks. Now, there is an organization out there, the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and they put out a report on seafoodwatch.org, where if you're really interested in getting into the details and the nitty gritty, then you go there and you can look up wherever it is local to you that you're getting salmon, what kind of salmon they're providing. Is it Atlantic farm salmon? Is it Pacific wild caught sockeye salmon? Is it king salmon? Is it, silver, coho? All of these things, all of these salmon have particular ways of being harvested out there in the wild and on farms, on fish farms. And you can kind of check that out and see if you're really curious about that. But in general, wild caught salmon is going to be your best, fresh, cleanest option. And as far as like where, in purchasing these things, there are some options there for you. So obviously in terms of consumption, you can go to dinner or go have sushi, right? Which I would only recommend making sure that you have a reputable sushi provider. And fresh salmon in season, you can get good pricing on fresh salmon when it's in season. And I recommend, if you have a big, nice freezer at home, buy it in bulk. You can freeze it in a family size package, or you can slice it up yourself and wrap it up in like cling wrap or saran wrap or one of those kind of things, and then putting it into a freezer bag or using a food saver to really seal that stuff in really good for you. You can also go to big box stores and get like the single servings in packages. That's going to be more expensive, but it is in individual packaging. So it is more convenient if you're looking for smaller portion sizes and you're not looking to cook for 4 or 6 people. As far as cooking, we like to grill. We grill a lot here, or you can bake it or whatever. But I would recommend using a low temperature cooking, no matter which cooking method you do, to just preserve some of that fat. I'll try to show on this piece. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on this little camera, but it has a little bit of a white line in there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but that whiteness that you're seeing is where I probably cooked this at a little too high of a temperature, and it started to kind of push out those fats. And so we want to cook it at a lower temperature so that it does cook to whatever temperature it is you desire, but that it holds that fat inside, because you want more of that fat to get in your body and not to just drip out onto the pan or whatever. Oh, and lastly, canned salmon is actually an option too. Canned salmon has the same nutritional health benefits as does fresh salmon, and it can be much, much more cost effective for you. You can also take that canned salmon and get creative with it. You can make salmon patties, you can make salmon, like salmon and spinach frittatas, things like that. So there you go. There's my take on salmon. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much, and I encourage you to give it a try. Thanks.